In a world left in desolate ruin by now extinct humanity, two rival beaver factions have arisen, competing to reclaim the land struck by drought and toxic waste. The Folktails, efficient farmers with a great respect for nature. The Ironteeth, seeking to build advanced machinery with little regard for the environment. Divided by their ideologies, there is but one obstacle that can bring them together. One hellish landscape that will unite them in their efforts to tame it. This is the Helix. Hello, all of you vaingloriously wonderful people, and welcome back to Timberborn. How about that intro? I don't know, I haven't even recorded it yet, so I don't know how it turned out, but I hope it turned out really well. What you're watching here is about 60 seconds of me just putting together a basic district. Just literally the basics that the tutorial of the Folktales would walk you through, getting all of that built out. Though I did forget something that you'll see appear once we get to the actual footage. But I just wanted to kind of speed run through and yeah, talk a little bit about what we're going to do this season. Basically, we're using a lot of mods with Update 6 with the Steam Workshop integration to be able to have the Ironteeth and the Folktales together in one district. I think it's going to be super exciting, and we'll take a look at the list of the mods here in about 6 seconds. But we're just getting the last few little things built in. I think we've got a log file over there. Yep, there we go. And here are the mods we're using. Starting at the top, Greedy Builders is indeed the mod that brings both the Ironteeth and the Folktales into one unified group that you can select from the start menu. The Harmony mod and the one bush below it, Naughty, I don't know how to say it. Materials, those are both just dependencies. They're not anything that actually you interact with, but they're required for other things. The ladder mod is, as it says, ladders. I love my ladders. Not using mixed beavers. That is the mod I was going to use to get both factions in, but Greedy Builders does a little bit more, and we'll take a look at that in just a second. And then, of course, the staircase mod, because I like staircases. All of those are available in the Steam Workshop if you're in experimental mode. There's a link several places in the patch notes for Timberborn that tell you how to get to the workshop mods, and if you need help with that, let me know and I'll be sure to include it in an upcoming video. Now let's get into some live building. So yeah, the things I forgot, power wheel and industrial lumber mill, kind of forgot about those. They're going to be important, and so those are in now. And of course I also got in our forester back there. Other than that, for the most part, this looks exactly like what you just saw. So let's look at what this mod enables. Everything's stable right now here in the district, and I just want to really quick run through. Not only does it give us both Ironteeth and Folktale style beavers, we also have all the crops that are available to both of those factions, all the trees that are available from both those factions. I want to try to rush to get dynamite and the soil excavator and iron blocks so that we can build overhangs, because I want to build straight up the side of that wall and really make this nice and compact and have just a lot of stuff happening right up here. We also get all the landscaping. Most of the landscaping is the same for both factions. It just look a little bit different. But we do get both the contamination barrier that stops contamination, but we also get the Ironteeth's irrigation barrier that stops both irrigation and contamination. Storage, we kind of get the best of both worlds. For the piles, we get the Ironteeth's industrial piles that allow you to stack things on top, but then we also get the underground piles from the Folktales. So like I said, best of both worlds on that one, and that makes me pretty happy. District management, everything's the same. We do, however, have breeding pods available, and I think we're going to need them, and we'll talk about why in a moment. But then we also get the different housing that's available for all of them. I do not yet know if beavers can reproduce outside of the regular lodges. Like if I were to build a barracks, I don't have any idea if that will allow beavers to reproduce or not. I guess we'll need to test that. In water, instead of having both the regular water pump and the deep water pump, we only have the deep water pump, but we do have the large water pump from the Folktails, so that's kind of nice. And then we also have all three bad water options: the discharge, the dome, and the bad water rig. Of course, all of the food options from all the factions. I don't know if the beehives will work on the Ironteeth or not. Again, just things we're going to have to check. Wood is pretty much just, Ironteeth, or not Ironteeth, my bad, Folktails, because there's a lot of overlap, but you lose, like, I think paper and the Tapper Shack for the other ones. I could be, no, you have to have the Tapper Shack, so you gotta have the wood workshop. Metal is the same, though it does have the efficient mine instead of just the regular underground mine. Power, you have everything from both factions, so we've got, like, the engine, plus windmills, plus we have the large power wheel and the large water wheel, plus the compact water wheel and the regular water wheel, which is really awesome. All the science options, and I'm not really sure because we have refineries here for fuel and that can also still make catalyst, but we also have the science tower, the charging station, and the grease factory. So I'm not really sure how the bots are going to work in this playthrough, but we have all the well-being stuff, like all of it, from both factions, including the new mud pit that only requires dirt instead of requiring power for the Folktails that was recently added with Update 6. We have all of the decorations that are available to both factions, so that's going to be exciting. Really opens up some options, and then all of the monuments are available as well. So very cool stuff. I'm really excited for it all, and just the possibilities that this opens up. And man, we're gonna need it all to tame this mountain, because I have grand plans to bring this thing to not only build up on it, but to also bring all the water under control, so that we're drought proof and bad tide proof. I have made a couple changes to the map. This is our only bad water source right here. It originally had 2 here, and then another one. I think this was bad water. I could be mistaken on that. But somewhere else there was bad water, and I just straight up removed it. And I just thought there was too much. I also added in a fresh water source here, because I thought that might be useful in the future. I think we can do some cool things with that. Other than that, I pretty much left the map alone. I didn't really change anything but some water. The goal is going to be to get up here and then start building some power wheels and some wind mills up here, along with some batteries, possibly, maybe off to the side. We'll see. But we'll have wheels here, here, and here, and then up here we will do sluice gates that will block the water here, and then we'll blast this direction and build out with our new platforms and irrigation barriers, the impermeable floors, to route the bad water all the way down to over here into this channel, where it can then go off the map that way. So it'll be a lot of work to do, but I'm really excited about it. I think it'll be fun. And then over here, where we have this channel, I want to blast this out so the water flows over there easier, and plug this up so that it's only open during bad tides. So during bad tide it can just go off, but during during the temperate season, water can just flow down into there. And then basically the same thing back here. We'll blast a hole, but then plug it up with sluice gates, and only have those sluice gates open for bad tides, and we'll have some sluice gates here that are open during our temperate seasons to send a lot of water down there. And then finally, we will dam this up, probably widen it a bit, and then dam it up, so that we bring the water level up, and this all becomes land that we can use. So exciting, but a lot to do. Oh yeah, I did add in a lot more iron. There wasn't a lot of iron on this map, so I added in some back there. I added this in entirely, and I added in some here, including a mine hiding out, or the ruins hiding out in the middle. So let's talk about these factions. When I started, there were baby Ironteeth running around. Right now, we don't have any babies because we don't have the room for them. So what I want to do is an experiment. I'm going to build a barracks. I'm going to build it back here, actually, because I have this planned for something else. We're going to build a barracks. We do also have some unemployed beavers, so I want to put them to work on some additional food as well. I just noticed the efficient farmhouse instead of... I'm confused. I thought it was always called efficient farmhouse for the Ironteeth, and the Folktails had just farmhouse. I could be wrong about that. But what we want to do back here is get some potatoes going, just so we can start boosting our well-being. And maybe we'll even do some cassavas, whichever one get fermented. So that is our 7x7. Yeah, I think I counted that right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, cool. And then we could do like cassavas like here. We won't get quite as many, but that's okay. And then to ferment them, we can just come like right down here to our fermenter. And oh, never mind, that doesn't fit. I thought it would fit there. Ooh, okay. Well, change this then to potatoes. Straight up potatoes for now until we have a place for the fermenter. So we will also then want to have a grill up here and a place to store the potatoes both in their uncooked and their cooked state. So I'm kind of hoping I'm out of space already. Okay, that's fine, because what we can do is go ahead and unlock this, bring in a couple of those, and we can do this. We can put those there, and then we can spin this around and put that there. Our potatoes, uncooked, will go there. These menus are huge with everything that's possible. Look at that. It's just crazy. And then our baked potatoes, grilled potatoes, will go in right there. So I guess I didn't need that one. I only needed the one up front. So I'm going to get rid of that for now. We also currently do not have a place to store our planks. So that's going to become a thing. But I want to get this built and see if babies are born, and if so, which ones they are. I already have a couple breeding pods in case we don't get any Ironteeth. The last thing I want to have happen is, you know, 2 videos in, have all the Ironteeth looking beavers die off and not have any of them available. So let's get this barracks built real quick. So we've got our barracks built. A lot of beavers moved in. We have 10 total empty beds in the district now. 3 of them are right here. So if they are going to be able to breed, we should find out pretty soon. I have no idea if they can breed in there or not, but if babies appear in there, I would have to say yes. So we just have to wait for a night or 2 to go by. They do have the campfire to make them more social and more inclined to have babies. So hopefully we will see some children born here inside of the barracks. So let's see what happens. So we've had 4 babies born. None of them live here, interestingly enough. Like I said, I don't know if this is going to work this way or not. And I also want to now check and see, of those 4, what do they look like? They all just look like Folktails in this menu. So you are... Oh, we did get a baby Ironteeth. Okay, that I wanted to be sure that we were going to get Ironteeth babies. So good. That means we do not need the breeding pods, which makes me happy. I would rather them, you know, just breed only when there's available beds. I just wanted to be sure we were going to maintain both of our beaver types, and it looks like we're good to go. Even though it is overwhelmingly Folktails, we still have some of the other baby beavers, so I'm good with that. I do want to just let this run for a few minutes more and fill up all of our empty spots just to see if they do have any babies come live here or not. I would tend to think if a baby lives here, they were bred here. I don't think they will move house just to go live in an empty spot, but I could be totally wrong on that. We'll have to see. So our first drought is upon us, which is one thing I want to take care of. But we're down to our last 3 beds, and they are all here. So if we get any more babies born, that means they were born in here. Unless, of course, somebody dies, and that'll be a whole different thing. What I want to do now is, I don't have quite the 120 that we need. I want to build a levee, like, right there. And then a dam here, and then a row of levees, and then a row of dams on top of it, just to dam this up, so that when there is a drought, we can keep some water back here for our water pumps. Hopefully keep it all the way back to there, since we'll be bringing it up basically to within a half a meter of this whole edge right across this way. Should even, well, it won't flood back there because it'll be on the other side of it, but we will eventually bring it back there. But see, look, we're already at the end of a drought, but that took a whole day for the water to go away. It's gonna be nighttime before the water's down here, so we're probably gonna lose crops. A lot of them, in fact, and that's never a good thing. So, any babies born last night? No, nobody has died of old age either. So we're just going to keep our eye on this for a little bit longer. Oh, we do have the ability to build my landscaping structures now, so I want to do that right there. And then I want to dam next to it, and then I want to go levees all the way across to there, like that, and then dams on top of that. Look, the water, it's nighttime and the water's not here quite yet. In fact, where is the water? It might even take another full day. Yeah, it might be the end of the next day before we see water. So yeah, we're gonna lose a huge amount of our crops. It's all right, because we're taking care of that. We don't have a whole lot of logs to get this project done. Our woodcutters should be back here cutting, and you should be replanting those. Yeah, he's set to replant them. I guess he's just having trouble keeping up. And of course, while the drought was here, he couldn't replant because they don't know that they can plant a tree when it's drought time. I will get that maple in there, and that oak and that oak. We did put in some pretty slow growth wood, and that's understandable. But once we get over here, we can start cutting these trees and even run a path over to there and cut down those trees. In fact, let's get, even though we don't have a whole lot of wood, let's get a couple of ways across over here. That way we're able to get, because here we'll have to just like sacrifice some trees. Whereas if we come down this way, we'll be able to cut them. And it just so happens that this lines up nicely there. Not planned, like I didn't build that way. That's just where they were, which is kind of nice. I have no idea how far that'll reach. Okay, it won't reach quite all that, but whatever. And then we'll get those. And then once those are cut, we'll run a path over to here and get a woodcutter over there. So we still have 3 empty beds. No babies were born. This is kind of just, I've never used this mod before. I did kind of a play test on this map, and I was using just the mixed beavers. It was just a cosmetic thing, but didn't unlock all of the different faction specific stuff to be able to be used in one save. So again, just experimenting. Oh wait, somebody grew up and moved here, so maybe that's what's going to happen, is when they grow up they'll move here, and then that'll free up these spots for babies to be born, because we still have the same 3 empty beds, but we only have 2 empty here now. You know, I'm okay with that if that's how it's gonna work. The only thing is I'm afraid of is if we build too many of these buildings, we will lose the ability to keep up with our population. So we'll have to keep that in mind. Yeah, these hold 10 beavers, but we can also get 9 in the triple lodge. That's 35. This is the one we just built 40. So 5 more logs gives us 2 more beavers, but these give us the ability to breed. Granted, these also require platforms to get up to the next level. So this is going to be interesting to find out how this goes. But right now, we lack logs because I was a genius and planted all slow growth wood. So we're going to get through this, get our levee and our walkway over there built out. I think for the moment we're fine with where we are, and I don't need to really do anything else. So we're just going to chill here for a while and wait for this to get built. And as dawn comes, we're going to switch gears. I'm going to let this continue to be built out, but I also want to come over here and change up how we're doing our planks. I didn't leave myself enough space, so we're actually going to get rid of a couple things, I think. First, I want to compare something. So our regular water wheel makes 135 horsepower per, I think it's cubic meter per second. I think that's what the CMS stands for. I'm probably wrong on that. But it occupies 2 tiles. This can make 60 in a single tile, so 120. So that, yeah, the water wheel is definitely slightly better. Okay, so I want to expand these out. I know they can't currently reach that. Okay, well, you know what we'll do is we'll throw that one there to finish that off. That'll work. They can't currently reach it, but that's okay. Because we are going to come in here with stairs. I think we have the science for that now. So we can get some stairs in there, and then once they get those built, they'll be able to walk down there. I think that should all be within range that they'll be able to reach it. And then we're also going to move this over one, so we'll have to destroy it, unfortunately. And we're going to put in this right here. This is to come over to have another path this way, because I think that'll be a good thing to have. And then I think what we'll do is run that like that and run that like that for now. And then, yeah, that'll line up beautifully. Cool. So that'll get that in. And yeah, they're able to reach all those wheels. Excellent. So we don't currently have the need for planks except for here, but that's okay because we don't need a place to store the planks. Or we don't need more planks until we have a place to store them, is what I'm trying to say. So we're going to come in with our lumber mill and just move it over by 1. And then bring in a large industrial pile right here for our planks. And then we're going to prioritize this. So we start making planks again. And we're going to prioritize this as well. But I want to get this is our second priority. Yeah, let's do it that way. That way we get everything below it as well. And ooh. Sadly, some of the planks are there, and I think they're out of reach. I'm going to prioritize those. They might still be able to walk down there and reach those, possibly. And then we're going to clean those up as well. Cool. And our little dam is coming along nicely. I think this will be fine as a dam. I might need to change the bottom to sluice gates for when there's bad water, unless we manage to get the bad tide mitigation taken care of first. I do have it set to where bad tides won't start for a while, and we actually have a little bit longer cycles before droughts or bad tides. Otherwise, this is normal. Normal injury rate, normal, you only get 75% back of the stuff you blow up. Food consumption, all normal. Aging, all normal. The only thing I changed was I lengthened how long is in between the different cycles, so we get longer temperate seasons, and then the droughts and the bad tides have a slightly shorter duration. Their minimum was all like 5 days or 4 days or something, and I changed it down to a minimum of 2, maybe 1, up to a maximum of 6. So instead of being like 4 to 8, it's like 1 to 6 now. Just so we won't be too brutalized by those. I like making progress in my builds. Yeah, I realize bad water and bad tides are a part of the game, but I also kind of like to just keep progress moving, so I don't feel bad about making those minor changes. So yeah, we never had any babies come over here. It was always just adults. But just, that's fine. But I want to encourage more babies to be born, so we're going to unpause those. and get that going. Cool. We have a place for our planks now. We've got this dude over here chopping down some trees. We're also going to mark this as a cutting area and get a lumberjack flag here, even though it is not currently connected. Once that oak grows up, it will be. So let's once again just kind of park here and let these wheels get in. I just wanted to go ahead and get power like maxed out so that we can start seeing what we've got to work with. Because like I said, I really do want to get to making our metal blocks as soon as possible. And I also want to get to being able to get our soil out of here as soon as possible. Of course, that means we're going to have to make treated planks, which is fine. We have the space to do that. That's not a big deal. And then the other thing is explosives, which is going to take gears and, of course, the iron blocks. So a lot to do, and our district is good on food and water, I think. So I believe just by doing this, we can maybe just add a little housing as needed to keep our population as high as we need. But I think we should have enough food and water to get us through, and we can really focus early in the game here, maybe even as soon as the next video, in getting all of the heavy stuff that we need. That's kind of why I want to get these trees out of here, so I can get some pine planted. It'll be here temporarily, but at least we'll get some pine planted and start getting the resin, and then we can start working on the treated planks, and then from there we can maybe add some gears and some additional plank factories over here, and then start on this to get our iron blocks, and then finally get our dynamite. Though we will also need to think about coming over here for the bad water, which I would probably want a bad water rig, which is just a bunch of those same things that we just talked about. So yeah, let's just park up here and watch them get these last little projects done, and then we will wrap up for today. And you didn't think I was going to stop with just water wheels and a walkway, did you? No, we have a dozen showers and a couple pools. You know, 24 beavers, since it's the double showers, can all shower together. So take some advice from the beavers, conserve water, shower with a friend, or 24 of them. 23, I guess. And then once I get another 250 science, I'm going to do pools on these other two sections. I thought it'd be just kind of cool to have both of those right here. And you can see we managed to get up to 11 with our well-being. And a big part of that is, oh my gosh, there we go, Lido Fun, but which also gives them wet fur as well. And then once we have the pool, we'll be, excuse the pun, double dipping and able to get even more fun. The only other thing I think I would want to do is maybe go ahead and extend that over like that. And wow, they have got a lot of trees cut down. I couldn't see this section the entire time, so cool. We'll be in good shape next time to get some pine planted over here and get that underway. And as soon as we get metal blocks, we may do a stopgap solution for bad water. I think we could probably get something done right here since we've got some blockages. Figure sluice gate there, a big bunch of them here, and then maybe a set back here to shut this side off, and then let the bad water flow back this way. I think that'd be a good thing. And sorry, I know I hiccuped mid-sentence. It happens. But yeah, so we're looking good. I'm really happy with our start. I hope you are as well. Now, I record these videos 4 and sometimes 5 at a time. One, I'm doing that right now because with update 6 being experimental, actual updates and hotfixes come to the game super quick, and I don't know if those are going to break mods or not. By the way, how much power are we making? Nice, 658. So I want to make sure that I get as much recorded as I can in one go, so that I don't wind up in a situation where, hey, it's time for a Timberborn video, but I can't record because the mod's broken right now. So I do them in blocks because of that, but also because channel members get early access to all of my videos, 100% of everything I upload on YouTube. Members get a chance to watch it first. Sometimes it's only an hour or two, sometimes it's up to a month early. It really depends on the series. But I try to get 4 or 5 uploaded at a time, and then like 3 weeks later get 4 or 5 more done. However, with that said, I still want your feedback. It may take me a few videos to get to that feedback, but give me your feedback. I've not used this mod before. Update 6 is still relatively new, so we're all still learning it together. So any tips, tricks, anything like that that you have for me, please leave them in the comments down below, and I will do my best to incorporate them. But we're going to leave it here. So until next time, I'm Brandon, reminding you to stay vainglorious.